A very good morning, my dear children. Today we are going to start with the chapter 2.7, Yonamine and Bushi. Here, Yonamine and Bushi is describing about, the most of the part is described about Yonamine. She is a very beautiful, intelligent girl, and in spite of that, she is admired by everyone, as well as she is a good karate player. We'll open the chapter and we'll go through it. Open the chapter, that is Yonamine and Bushi 2.7, page number that is, I'll tell you, it's a picture over there, 44. This is page number 44. Yonamine and Bushi. Yonamine Chiru was the most admired girl in Okinawa. She was admired by everyone. She was very beautiful. She was intelligent, tall, strong, big and beautiful. And the most important of all was she was so well trained in karate that no one could beat her. She was well trained in karate and no one could beat her means usko koi hara nahi sakta. She is beautiful, she is intelligent, she is tall, she is strong, she is big, she is beautiful, as well as she is well trained in karate. You know karate, kung fu. When it was time to get her married, her father was a rich merchant. He began to worry. Now his father, he was thinking about his daughter, that who will marry my daughter? And he was a very rich merchant. He loved his daughter and he wanted her to be happy and well cared for. He wanted his daughter to get married and live a very happy life in her house. She was beautiful and she would inherit a fortune from him. She was really very beautiful and she would inherit for him means to receive money. Inherit means what? To receive money, property or title as a heir at the death of the previous holder. Now over here it is told that she is herit. He loved his daughter and wanted to marry as well as cared for. She was beautiful and she would inherit a fortune. That means when a person dies, whatever property he or she is having will be given to who? Yonamine. From him. That is from his father. Okay? So the father will give all the property to her after he is no more. He loved his daughter and he wanted her to be happy. He loved his daughter very much and he wanted her to be happy and well cared for her, and he wanted a very good husband for her who will care for her, look for her. She was beautiful and she would inherit a fortune from him, but where could we find a young man who would come forward to marry a woman who was stronger than him? Now the father is thinking about, who will come and marry my daughter? From where will I get a good husband who can marry my daughter, who is more stronger than her? Yonamine had her own ideas. What did Yonamine had? She had her own ideas about the marriage. She declared firmly, she said firmly to her father, I will only marry a man who can beat me in a fair fight. She is telling, I will only marry a person who will beat me in this fair fight means who will win from me, from this karate. जो मुझे हराएगा, नहीं, जो जीत जाएगा, जो मुझे हराएगा, okay? And if he wins, then I will marry that person. he should lose me in that fair fight. Then only I'll marry him. Surprisingly, many young men picked up the challenge. Many young men came. They challenged and they came forward to fight her. They came forward to fight. After all, she was a beautiful girl with a fortune. After all, well, she was a very beautiful girl with a fortune. With a fortune means a large amount of money or assets. Because fortune, after her father's death, she'll get all the property. So the fortune, that is afterwards, she can live a very happy life. She'll have all the asset of her father. All the assets means all the large amount of money and all the things which are kept in the house. All the bank balance, everything. Many wrestlers were eager to win her in the contest of martial arts. Many wrestlers came and they were eager to win. They thought that we'll win in this contest of martial arts. One of the first to ask for her hand was Kojo. First person was Kojo who came and he asked for her hand, who was actually bigger and stronger than Yonamine, who was very bigger as well as stronger than Yonamine. Who was that? Kojo. The first person who came was Kojo. He was so tall and well built that his hands were like shovels. Now he was so tall, he was very much tall, as well as well built. His body was a good, you can say well built means a good bodybuilder. And that his hands were like shovels. What do you mean by shovels? Shovels means over here, that is आपण ते फावडेसारखं एक असतं ना खेळ शेती ते करण्यासाठी. So that way his hands were looking. And his legs resembled like tree trunks. Legs were like what? Tree trunks. नीट सरळ उभं आहे झाडांसारखं. But he played foul game. But he played foul means चुकीचं, wrong game. He was cheating. Even as Yonamine was bowing to him in the customary sign of respect. When you play karate, you both have to bow in customary sign of respect to the opponent. Yes, see here. So here it said that even as Yonamine was bowing to him in the customary sign of respect to one's opponent, to the opposite party they have to bow each other. Opponent means a player of the opposite team. And customary means according to the custom or according to the rules. Foul means wicked or immoral. And martial means relating to fighting or war. He threw a punch at her. You know what is a punch? The wrist is closed and he had punched her, breaking the rules of the games. He broke the rules of the game and he was playing a foul game. Yonamine was angry. She caught hold of his arm and twisted it so powerfully that the unsupportive Kojo fell down in a heap and had a limp away defeated. Now when he was playing a foul game, he broke the rule and she was angry. So Yonamine caught the hand, she caught hold of his arm and she twisted. You know twisted means क्या? मुड़ा देना. It's so powerfully that the unsupportive, that means he could not play, and Kojo fell down in a heap. He fell down on that ground and had a limp away. He got hurt on his legs and he was defeated. Many promising young wrestlers tried their hand. Many wrestlers came, they tried her hand, but Yonamine defeated them all. But Yonamine was a good player, good martial art player. She defeated every one of them. Her father was in despair. Now father was thinking what to do. We can't find any husband for her, any good looking or anyone who's greater than her, who's good martial arts than her, who can beat her in the fair fight. The young man wanted to marry girls who would cook and wash and make tea for their husbands. Now many of them wanted a wife who could cook food, make tea for their husbands. Who would marry a girl who enjoyed wrestling? Now father's thinking, who will marry my daughter who just wants to play wrestling, doesn't want to cook food and all that? Bushi was just such a man. Now they got one person. He was Bushi. He had trained under the karate master. He was a well-trained under Sakugawa. Bushi, he had trained under the karate master named as Sakugawa. He proved to be such an expert that he was recruited, means a person selected for service. Recruited means a person selected for service by Shoko. He proved to be such an expert that he was a person selected for the service by Shoko, that is the king of Okinawa, to be his personal guard. His friend said, Bushi, you should take on the challenge of the girl. Now, Bushi-kyo's friend told him, go and take the challenge of this girl, Yonamine. She may be big, but you are stronger and smarter than her. Now what happened? His friends told, she may be big, but you are more stronger and smarter than that girl. Bushi too was keen to marry a girl like Yonamine. Now Bushi was also interested to marry a girl like Yonamine. He did not want a delicate, fragile girl. He did not want a fragile girl, means a very thin girl, just for cooking. He wanted like him. He did not want a delicate, fragile girl for a wife. I shall fight with her and win over her. Now he's telling, I'll fight with her and win over her, means I'll ask for her hand. He decided. Yonamine was impressed at the sight of her new challenger. Yonamine was happy, impressed at the sight to hear about a new challenger coming. She had heard that he was one of the King Shoko's personal warrior. She had heard about this person, that he was a personal warrior of King Shoko. He was tall and slim. Slim means patla. He stood firmly on his feet and seemed unshakable. He stood on his feet and seemed he was unshakable. Above all, he had dark, piercing eyes. Above all, his eyes were piercing, which looked straight up at the opponent. His eyes were piercing and which used to look to the opposite party, opposite person, and show that he was fearless and straightforward. And show that he was fearless. He was fearless means he was not getting feared from anyone, and he was straightforward. The wrestling match began. Yonamine and Bushi bowed to each other and then began to attack each other in earnest. My dear children, next part I'll teach you tomorrow. Okay? That is page number 46. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.